Right now, a silent, invisible threat is sweeping through American grocery stores. Food recalls, surging hospitalizations, urgent nationwide warnings. It's dominating the nightly news and flooding your social media feed. But here's the really scary part. This isn't some brand new exotic virus. It's an ancient enemy, and it's coming straight for our dinner plates.
So ask yourself, what is hiding in your fridge right now? You just did the weekly grocery run. You stocked up to feed your family. But what most people don't realize is that danger doesn't always look dangerous. The threat we're breaking down in this explainer, it's probably sitting quietly on your kitchen counter or chilling in your crisper drawer right this second, just waiting.
1.35 million. That is the sheer, terrifying scale of this problem. Over 1 million Americans are infected by this microscopic monster every single year. Let that sink in for a moment. It sends 26,500 people to the hospital. It causes hundreds of deaths. It's this massive, relentless wave of illness, and it happens right under our noses.
And you know what the absolute worst part is? Its disguise is literally perfect. It doesn't change how your food looks, it doesn't change how it smells, it doesn't change the taste at all. Your Tuesday night family dinner can look like a perfectly normal, wholesome, delicious meal while carrying a devastating hidden danger. You won't know it's there until it's too late.
We're talking, of course, about Salmonella. It's a group of bacteria that thrives deep inside the intestines of animals and humans, and it spreads through something shockingly mundane, contaminated food and water. This pathogen has been living right alongside us for thousands of years. It knows human biology inside and out, and it knows exactly how to hijack it.
We aren't talking about rare exotic delicacies here. These are your everyday danger zones. Raw chicken, eggs, unpasteurized milk, fresh produce, even the very kitchen counter you use to prep your meals. These are the battlegrounds. These are the basic staples sitting in almost every American grocery cart. The threat? It's already inside the house.
Once you take that bite, a silent ticking clock begins. 0 hours, the contaminated food goes down. Just 6 hours later, the very first symptoms can hit. But sometimes it waits. It can hide in the shadows of your system for up to 48 hours. You go to work, you sleep, you live your life. And then the trap springs shut.
But the real horror story was just beginning inside you. Step 1, the bacteria forcefully latches onto your intestinal wall. Step 2, your immune system spots the invader and launches an all-out counterattack. Step 3, this biological war zone triggers massive inflammation and a sudden rush of fluids. It is a violent, microscopic battle raging right inside your gut.
And the fallout from this internal war? It is immediate, and it is brutal. We're talking high fevers, severe diarrhea, crippling stomach cramps, vomiting, rapid, dangerous dehydration. Your body is panicking, doing absolutely everything it can to violently purge this invader from your system. It's a completely miserable experience, all caused by one tiny, invisible passenger.
Now, for a healthy adult, this means a grueling 4 to 7 days of pure misery. But what about the rest of your family? For little kids, seniors, or anyone with a compromised immune system, the stakes are life and death. The bacteria can actually smash through the intestinal walls and flood directly into the bloodstream. It goes from a nasty stomach bug to a full-blown, life-threatening crisis in hours.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question. How on earth does one single localized farm manage to infect dozens of states in a matter of days? How does one tiny mistake trigger a nationwide panic? Well, to understand that, we have to zoom out. We have to look at the massive, invisible network that feeds America every single day.
Our modern food system is incredibly fast, but it is wildly complex. And the outbreak sources? They will genuinely surprise you. We all know about raw chicken, but what about bagged salads, peanut butter, onions, frozen foods? One contaminated facility can ship a problem out to supermarkets across the entire country in days. And the bacteria, it just goes along for the ride.
It is a terrifying chain reaction of vulnerability. It starts on the farm, where animals naturally carry the bug. Then, maybe processing equipment gets contaminated, or there's a slight drop in refrigeration during a cross-country drive, until finally, it reaches you. Just one dirty cutting board, one unwashed hand making a family dinner. That is all it takes.
But hey, take a deep breath. Because after all that suspense, here is the genuinely good news. Despite how terrifying and widespread this invisible enemy is, it is entirely preventable. We aren't helpless here. We literally hold the power, right in our own kitchens, to completely break the chain of contamination before it ever touches our bodies. So, here is your everyday survival guide straight from the CDC. Temperature. Cook that poultry to exactly 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Hygiene. Seriously, wash your hands the second you finish handling raw meat. Preparation. Always keep your raw and cooked foods totally separate. And storage. Get those groceries in the fridge promptly. These aren't just tips. These simple habits are your family's shield.
Look, Salmonella outbreaks might dominate the news cycle for a week, and then just fade away. But the bacteria itself, it never disappears. Our food travels through an incredibly vast network just to reach our plates. Most days, it's a miracle it works flawlessly. But it leaves us with a stark reminder. We live in an invisible ecosystem, a world where something entirely too small to see can still alter millions of lives. Thanks for tuning into this explainer. Stay informed and stay safe out there.